Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I'm busy doing my friend's cardigan. I'm doing the shaping. This is going to be a raglan because my friend wants a raglan. She just wants to set in sleeve. And I don't think I've done, I think I've only ever done, I think 2 other cardigans for adults that's raglan, so I have to work this one out. And with this being the blackberry stitch, there's more stitches to the inch, so I have to work out how many rows I do on every 4th row before I start the shaping on every alternate row. So I've done that twice because it is about normal when you're knitting, double knitting like this. It's normal. Other patterns I do is normally 7.5 rows to the inch. That's how you work the length thing out. But this one, the blackberry one, works out about 9 rows to the inch because of you dropping those stitches down and then picking up 4 stitches and the stitch below that. It brings it pulls it together like that. That's the only way I can explain it. So there's about 9 rows to the inch. So I thought I'm going to need about 4 more extra rows, so I've done every 4th row twice, but I'll see by the time I get up to the top, but I think it'll probably work out right. Like I'm saying, I've never done an adult one in this pattern before, so I'm more or less having to work this one out from scratch. Most of the other ones I've done that many of them set in sleeves. I can work them out from other patterns that I have done. I can work them out like that, but this one's a little bit more difficult. And at least I'll be able to tell my friend when I see her at bingo tonight, this is her. Have you done any more of my cardigan? I keep saying to her, Anne, you're on my list. You've got to wait like everybody else has to. But when I finished the white one for Beverly, I was doing one of the larger orders in the afternoon and one of a night time. So I started my friends after I finished the white one for Beverly in the afternoon, and I'm doing the one for Val of a night time. So I can be honest and tell her I'll probably be finished the back before I go to bingo tonight, because it is 2:30 now, so I've got until about 5 o'clock. But I keep doing this one for my friend. And she messaged me and she asked me a couple of weeks ago, it's her great-granddaughter, Eleanor, they call her great-granddaughter, she takes her to school, picks her up from school one day a week. I think she helps her grandson because both the bairn's mother and the father are both working, I think, and I think there's one day that she picks him up as a Wednesday, I think she said it was. So she said they were on about the school fair and asking, parents to bring things in to go to the fair. So she was saying to me, I've got nothing really, and I says, look at Anna, I've got a couple of packs of things that's been sent to me that I'm never ever going to do. I says one was the pack for the little character from, I forget what his name was, but the little character from the Frozen film, where it was on the middle of a sweater and that. And I said, I'm never going to knit that one, so I'll give you that. You can take that in. And I think there was some other pack I had that I wasn't going to do, that I gave her the things. I said, so you can take them into the for the child's Christmas fair thing for Eleanor, that's what they call her. My sister's called Eleanor also. So she was happy with that, and then she messaged me this morning. She says, have you got any odd balls of wool you don't want, Sheila, that you don't need? And she knows fine well I have, because I've shown her the picture of my wool ball. So I said, yes, what do you want, like? She said, oh, you just pick anything you don't want. So I thought, I remember when I was talking to Molly wasn't at bingo last week because she hadn't been very well. She had really bad cold and cough and all that, and she didn't go last week. But the week before, she had been talking about, she'd been telling me, this was a while ago, she had a little bit of trouble, she loved knitting, but she couldn't do it because she'd had trouble with one of her hands, with her finger. I don't know what it was, what trouble she had, but she had to have that finger amputated. And she says it's took a while, it's all healed up and everything now, and she's back. She says I can start knitting again. She says I've got a few odd little balls of wool and that, she says, for little kiddies. I think they're our relatives. I'm not sure whether Molly's got any children or not, actually, because she never talks about. I'll have to ask her, but you don't like to ask something like that, you know. But she talks about her sister's children and all that. She's got sisters and brothers. It was quite a large family, like. And she said she knits for the kiddies, for the great kiddies and that. So I'm going to sort a bag of wool out for my friend Anne. And the same, I'm going to give exactly the same to Molly, because I know I've got so much wool, and I know for a fact there's far too much in my lifetime to ever get it all knitted up. So I've sorted a bag out for Anne and a bag out for Molly, and I'll be taking them to the bingo. I don't have to pick Molly up tonight because she said her niece was going to come with her tonight and she'll bring her in her car. So I'll have to take Molly's into the bingo with me, where my friends, I'll just pick it up when I pick her up, and she can just put it straight in her house, the bag for her, but I'll have to take Molly's into the bingo, so we'll probably get a few funny looks. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do tonight, and we have had snow here, and the sun's been shining all day today, so I just had a look out and most of it's melted, and I think we are only getting down to 1 degree tonight. So I'm hoping that there is a road. There are 2 ways I can go to get to onto the A1, which I have to get on to go up to my bingo tonight. But it doesn't matter which one I take. One goes up to a big roundabout up Cramlington, and then you have to go from there onto the A19, I think it is. And then that road takes me to another big roundabout. That takes me onto the A1. That's one way which I don't like going because it's always very busy at that time. Or there's another road which I can take which goes around all the roundabouts. There's lots of roundabouts all the way. Like as far as the Gosforth Park Hotel and around that way, and I join the A1 there. But to get to either of those roads, I have to go through a little country road that's never lit, and it is never gritted either. So I know it's going to be 1 degree tonight, so I'm hoping that road isn't icy. I'm going to have to be very careful when I'm going out tonight, drive a lot slower than what I normally do until I get onto the A1, because the A1 will be clear, there'll be no ice or anything on there. It's too busy a road, that one, for anything else. But anyway, I'm onto a row here where I'm dropping down the stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Picking up the 5th stitch, knitting that stitch and the other 4 I've just dropped all together. So that's one I've done while I'm talking anyway. That to be very careful doing stitches like this while I'm sitting talking, you know. I don't always have to be looking at my knitting, but I do for that 1 stitch, and it's every 4th stitch across this row. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I haven't done as much knitting. I didn't bother putting a video up yesterday because I hadn't done much knitting at all, because I started having a bit of trouble with this hand here. This was the one I had the most trouble with the last time this happened. And I thought as soon as I start feeling a little twinge in that hand, I'm stopping knitting. I'm not going to do what I did. I just carried on the last time, and it got worse and worse. So as soon as I feel a little twinge, because with me being what you call a thrower, it means I'm going like this all the time, and it's twisting my wrist, and it is all around my wrist and the tendons or whatever it is that's going up to my wrist. That were really painful yesterday. So I did very little knitting. I did hardly anything at all in knitting. But it's okay this morning, and what I've been knitting hasn't bothered me at all. So that's what I have to do when that starts, is rest it straight away. No thinking about it and thinking, oh, it'll go away, because it won't go away. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll put that down in a minute. Show you what else I have been doing. I've only got that much left of that bowl, so I'll be having to wind up another bowl for that one. But I'll be taking that, I'll be finished that back, and I'll start on the rib for one of the fronts, and I'll take that to my bingo with me tonight, so my friend can see that I am knitting her cardigan. It's terrible, you know, when you've got to do things like that to keep your friends happy. I wish they were all like Molly. You know, Molly she's the nicest, gentlest lady, and, you know, she's happy for anything you do for her. But my friend, she harasses me to death if she thinks I'm knitting anything for her. But anyway, I'll show you what I have done. I've actually got, that's the back. This is Val's cardigan. I've actually got the back done. That down. One sleeve. Put that down. And I was in the middle of this one when I started getting the trouble with my hand. But I managed to finish both fronts. I have both fronts done here. So I just have one more sleeve to do on that one, which I probably won't get any done. I'll probably do a little bit of this when I come in from the bingo tonight, get started on the sleeve. So, like I'm saying, that was the one that where my hand started the trouble. It was only the one hand. The last time it was both my hands. So, and I have done the back. It's another little one for. This one is for Pat, who I'm going to send the little blue, the blue and white baby blanket that I did. So I've done the back for that one, because she also asked me to do this the little blue and white cardigan as well to go with the blanket. So I've got the back done. Doesn't take very long for this. I think I had done about that much the last time, and I think this morning I just finished that off. It only took me about 3/4 of an hour to do all the rest and finish it off up to the top. And that's about all I have done. I haven't done any of my the other 3 whips that I had. I'm just doing this little bit of this, but I've been doing something else, something my granddaughter tells me that she does when she's when she's doing her, she makes she has a shop on Etsy and that, and she makes earrings and hair things and all that, and she makes earrings and things out of resin or that other clay stuff. I forget what you call it, polymer clay stuff. She makes me all that. And she says when she's busy doing these things, like what she has to paint things, what she does on the earrings and all that, she puts audiobooks on her tablet. Now I think she pays for them, because I think she has an account where she gets these audiobook things, you know. And I thought, well, that would be handy, because if I'm sitting knitting of a night time, I do watch TV stuff on my computer of a night time. It does slow me down when I'm knitting, because, you know, sometimes I get interested in something and I have to stop what I'm doing to watch what's going on, because so sometimes, you know, I can knit without looking at what I'm doing. Sometimes if I know what stitch I'm doing, but I couldn't do that with this pattern. I'd have to be doing it. Even the knit to purl to, I do sometimes have to look at what I'm doing. But if it's a lot of just plain knit stitches and purl stitches, I don't even need to see what I'm doing. I just know what I'm doing. So I'm watching things on the TV. But sometimes it is a bit slow. I don't get as much done of a night time as I do during the day, because I don't watch things on my computer during the day, because I don't have to switch. My telly's never been on for months. I just watch things on my computer because it's closer to me, and my telly's that far across the room I cannot see most of what's on it anyway. I need a new pair of glasses actually, like I think my eyes tested. So my computer is much better for me watching things on anyway, and I'm not bothered about my television anyway. So I thought to myself, that would be handy, that I could watch things, not watch things, but put things on my computer, the audiobooks, and just listen while I'm knitting during the day, because it does just get a bit boring sometimes when you're just sitting knitting and not doing anything else, because I can't sit and I won't watch things on my computer during the day because I wouldn't get as much knitting done. I know for a fact I wouldn't. So I thought, I'm not paying for these audiobooks, so if I can get something for free, I look it up on the internet, and I found loads of audiobooks that's free. I'm going to tell my granddaughter she doesn't need to pay for them. You can get them all free. And I found a great site. There was a lot of adult ones, but I wasn't really interested in, I hadn't looked through all of them. But I started looking through the children's ones. There was some like what I call silly stories, that little kids like, and that I wouldn't be bothered about them. But there was things like Treasure Island and Robinson Crusoe and Railway Children, all them sort of things, which are for adults as well as children. And I came across one, I think, called Moonfleet. Now, I think I've seen a film of it. I think it was Stuart Granger was in that one, if I recall, a long time ago. Most of you young ones won't even know who Stuart Granger was. And I think there was a TV serial one time, but I never ever got round to watching them. So I thought, I'll listen to this Moonfleet, and I was really enjoying it. In fact, I think I kept playing. I didn't bother putting anything on the computer last night. I was just listening while I wasn't doing much knitting because, like I was saying, I had a bit of trouble with my hand and that, but I was just doing a little bit now and again, and when it was sort of dying off, and so I was picking up the knitting up and doing a few rows and then putting it down again. So I was listening to this Moonfleet and I'm really enjoying it, and it's a little bit of advice. Anybody wants things like that, just look up on the internet. There's plenty of things like that free. You don't have to pay for them. That's what I did anyway, and I found it quite enjoyable. And I think the book is much more interesting than probably the film was, because it tells you every single detail. And he was a very nice, well-spoken fella that was telling the story, because I did go through I think I tried it in one of the adult ones, and it was like, it sounded like something like a gangster. I can't remember what it was called, something blood, something or other, but it sounded like more like gangster thing. And the way the fella was telling the story, like he was one of the actors and all that, and he was getting right on my wick. So I switched it off and I'm not listening to him. But that's just a little bit of advice, anyone. Just look up on the internet. All you need to put is free audiobooks, and it comes up with all different sites with all the free ones. It comes up with the ones you have to pay for as well, but just keep looking, you'll find all the free ones are very good. So anyway, I'm going to do what I can of this, keep my friend happy before tea time. And then I have my tea. I'll not be going out. I don't have to pick Molly up, so I have about 10 minutes more. I leave about 10 minutes later when I'm not picking Molly up. So I'll do a little bit done of the brown one for Val before I go out, and then I might do a little bit of that when I come back tonight. So that's my little bit for today. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.